السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 30 for basic Nahw and Sarf. And in this session, we are going to be doing our pointer fragment or a pointing phrase that includes ismul ishara and mushar ilahi. Before I take you to this new fragment that we were supposed to cover in our session number 30, I will like you to participate in a quick review of what we have covered in the past few sessions, inshallah. So, who remembers anytime if I attach my pronoun to an ism, which fragment do I get? Anytime there is a pronoun that attaches to an ism, a pronoun with an ism. For example, kitabuhum or rasuluhum. There is going to be an idafa, right? Anytime there is a fragment between two isms and the last ism, the second ism being a pronoun, anytime you see a pronoun attached to an ism, you are going to call that fragment idafa. Okay, there should be no confusion about this. Remember, in the last session, pronoun attached to an ism makes an idafa. This is the one of the most important rules of your Arabic grammar. Okay, anytime you see a pronoun attached to an ism, you are going to call the fragment an idafa, because now when there is a pronoun attached to an ism, how many words are there? When a pronoun is going to attach itself to an ism, how many words are going to be there? There are going to be two words. And a fragment is more than a word, right? A fragment is more than a word, less than a sentence. So if it is a fragment formed between two isms in which a pronoun has attached to an ism, you are going to call that fragment an idafa. There should be no second thought that should come to your mind. Okay, everything clear now? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so in the last session, before we have covered a lot of words. Who remembers Asmaul Khamsa? Who remembers Al Asmaul Khamsa? You remember, Tahmina? Can you unmute yourself and say them? And you
Yes,
have
sisters. Yeah,
Walaikum
sister.
Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shall I read the Rafa Nasab Jar or just the Asma'i Khamsa, sister?
Just Asmaul Khamsa. Just you can just
Abu,
say the
Akhu, Hamu, Abu, Akhu, Hamu, Fu, and Zu.
Very good job. Very proud of you. Barakallahu fiki. What is special about these isms? Why they are put in a separate category? And this can be, you all can type. How are they separate? Why are these 5 isms very special? What made them special? Tabarakallahu. Their status looks different. How is their status different? In a normal ism, in a singular ism, when a ism is rough in status, how does it show its status? Very good job, Afshan. A singular ism is going to show its rough status by a dhamma. Okay? By a dhamma. But when Asmaul Khamsa are there, how do you know that Asmaul Khamsa are rough in status? What is the sign of rough status in a Asmaul Khamsa? Wow is the sign of rough status in Asmaul Khamsa. Wow is the sign of rough status in Asmaul Khamsa. In case of Nasb status, in a regular ism mufrid or a broken plural, what sign do you look for? What do you look for? I'm talking about a regular ism. The nasb word is going to be carrying a fatha, right? A singular nasb word carries a fatha, right? But in case of Asmaul Khamsa, what is the sign of nasb status of these words? there is going to be an alif, right? And there is going to be an alif, which is going to be the sign of nasb status of these words, right? In when these words are there, like aba, akha, hama, fa, dha. Remember? When I asked you what is going to be the sign of jar status in Asmaul Khamsa, what is the answer? Very good job, Sahir. Shirina. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. So the sign of jar status, listen to my question very carefully. The sign of jar status in a regular ism is kasra, but in Asmaul Khamsa, when it comes to Asmaul Khamsa, your answer is going to be ya. When a word is behaving like Asmaul Khamsa, the sign of jar status is ya. Everyone with me so far? Alhamdulillah. This is something that you all need to memorize. This is something that you all need to be on top of. Why am I calling five asmaul khamsa is that they show their status differently. Is it clear? Their raf status is denoted by waw, their nasb status is denoted by alif, their jar status is denoted by ya. That is all that you need to know. Among these five, you are going to only see zu in mudaf form. It does not have a regular form, but there can be a regular form for rest of them. Okay? Is this clear to you, all of you? Zu is only going to be seen as mudaf. Rest can have a regular form, like you can have akhun, and you will see that in Quran. There can be in Arabic abun, so you will see that. But when it comes to zu, it's going to be only seen in mudaf form. That is all you need to know. Okay. Then, in addition to these words, you have learned how you can put these words that you have learned, like zoo, how you can put it in a Muslim table. Anyone remembers how you are going to put these words in Muslim table? Especially zoo, because zoo is going to be most commonly seen. I want you all to know the Muslim table for zoo. How many of you have memorized this table? Zu, za, zi, zawa, zawai, zawai, zawu, zawi, zawi. Is this table clear to you? If you have not memorized, at least do you understand? But remember, before I ended the sessions, before your Eid break, I have asked you and requested you all to memorize these tables, because these are very important tables. If you know, people keep on asking in different groups, how can we increase our vocab? How can we work on our vocab? How can we be this question is posed in different student groups so many times, that how can we increase our vocab of Arabic vocab? And even when you are following grammar, you will understand that by memorizing few words while doing grammar, you are going to be, and there's a bunch of words that you will be able to familiar with in Quran. Okay? But just, if you know that zu means possessor, zu zazi, and this all these words are going to be seen in Quran. Zil arsh, possessor of arsh, right? So you at least know what is the meaning of, z and arsh, and then you only have to remember one, learn the meaning of arsh, right? So make sure you commit all these words in memory, and how they are going to look in their singular forms, in their dual form, and in their plural form, because these are very commonly seen in Quran. Ulul albab, ulil albab, ulil albab, ulil amr. You are going to find them time and again. So these are important to commit to memory. And now I have one of the examples that I want to cover with you, and then we will inshallah start with our asmaul ishara. And there is a change in your test schedule based on this very long break, because when there are long breaks, people tend to forget things. So inshallah, I will talk to you about that as well. But before I talk to you about that, I want you to attempt this with me. When you see this word jannataini, can you give me 4 properties of this word jannataini? It is a dual. Very good job, Seher. Number 1, okay, so you started with number. It is dual, okay. It is feminine. Very good job because of the ta there. You figured out, I hope, that this word is a feminine word. There is a ta there, which is though written open like an open ta, but this ta is a feminine ta, right? The word is common. Very good job. It is common, it is feminine, it is dual. Very important. And since you do not know the context, Tehmina has written that it can be Naspurchar. Because whatever, to know the status, you need to know the context. Since she does not know the context, she is saying, my word can be Naspurchar, and that is an absolute correct answer. If I ask you, give me the sign of Naspurchar status in word Jannataini, one letter only. Give me one letter that is a sign of Naspurjar status, and that is Yalin. Very, very well done. Barakallahu fiki. Now, if I take you to the next word and I request you all to give me the 4 properties of this word. What are the 4 properties of Zawatai? Zawatai. It is again a feminine word. It is again a dual word. And is it common? It is common as well. And when it comes to the status, what is going to be the status? It is Nasburjar. And if now I ask you, what is the sign of Nasburjar in this word? If you can give me the sign of Nasburjar, again there is a ya at the end of the word, which is ya lean, that helped you determine that this word is Nasburjar, right? So these 4 properties of Zawatei, do they match Jannataini? What do you think? Are they matching? Are Jannataini and Zawatei match in all 4 properties? If 2 isms match in all 4 properties, what relationship do they have? 2 gardens, possessor of ukul, possessor of fruits, just, or eatables. The 2 isms that come together and they match in all 4 properties are going to make up a fragment that is called Mawsoof was Sifa. Mawsoof was Sifa. Do you all remember that? And inshallah, since we had a long break, now it's incumbent upon us that we do a review before we embark on a journey of our next quiz, because I want these tests to be taken seriously, because they are going to be making you, graduate from one phase to another phase. If you don't pass the test, you don't graduate you're not ready for the next term, right? So in order to go to term 2, you have to be able to pass your term 1, right? Just like you did in your school. You did not go to 10th grade without passing kindergarten till the 9th grade, right? You reached the 10th grade level after you passed, right, all the grades. And the same is going to be in this course. You have to pass your term 1 to get to term 2, okay, inshallah. Now, you have just learned that this Zawatai is matching in all 4 properties to Jannataini. Now, if I ask you, is the Zawatai heavy or light? What is going to be your answer? It's light. What made it light? What is one letter that is not there and is making this word light? There is no noon there. Yes, that is the sign of a light ism, right? A word is made light by removing a noon, and this is what we have covered in few sessions ago, right? So if a word is light without an alif lam, you look at the next word. Can you connect these two together? Right? How are they connected together? First word being light, no al, followed by jar. It's going to be an idafa. It's going to be an idafa. It's going to be an idafa, right? Now, just look at this one. Let's see. Ukulin hamtin. Ukulin khamtin. Can you connect these two together? Ukulin khamtin. They can be mawsoof wa sifa. Very good job. So good review. And now if I ask you khamtin wa aslin. Khamtin wa aslin. How are you going to connect? And these are all the fragments that we have been covering in our past few sessions. How are you going to connect khamtin wa aslin? Now you cannot call them mawsuf wa sifa. They are going to be connected through waw atf, right? Waw atf. So this is your murakkab atf, right? The connector fragment that in which you have one ism which is called matuf alayhi because it is the older one, and then your harf atf is the one that comes in between, and aslin is going to be matuf, right? Do not forget to look at this waw, okay? The waw that is seen between khamtin wa aslin, do not forget that, okay? Your mawsuf wa sifa, are they connected through waw? Are they connected through wow ever? Do you expect to see wow in between mawsuf wa sifa? A word that is connected through mawsuf wa sifa fragment, murakkab tawsifi? No. The fragment in which two words, two isms are connected through a wow is called murakkab atf. Keep that in mind. It is murakkab atf in which two words are connected through wow. Okay? Everyone got it? Alhamdulillah. So you got your mawsoof wa sifa, you revised your idafa, and you have revised your connector fragment. Alhamdulillah, right? And this is how you are going to keep practicing, and inshallah, keep going back and solidifying your concepts that you have covered in the previous sessions. Okay, now it's about time to have a look at the new fragment that we were supposed to cover today, inshallah. Okay, so you have covered al asmaul ishara. If you remember asmaul ishara, those are the pointers with which you point at an object, a person, a place, or a thing, right? Everyone remembers the pointers. And in the morning, I have sent you, Sister Faiza was kind enough to send you two slides that you were supposed to go over before you come to your today's session, right? Haza, 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 hazani, hazaini, hazaini, ha ulai, ha ulai, ha ulai, right? And then when it comes to the feminine form, which is ping, هذه 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 هاتان هاتين هاتين هؤلاء هؤلاء هؤلاء. Remember that? These are all your near pointers. If you have to point at an object or a person or a place or anything which is near, which pointer fragment are you going to use? These ones, right? Because these are ha ha ones are the ones that are very near. Is this clear to all of you? That is why you see lil qarib. How many of you know the meaning of qarib? What is the meaning of qarib? Near, right? Simple. Nothing is difficult. It's right. It's simple. It's use this word in Urdu as well, right? Ismal ishara lil qarib, right? Yes, it is the same meaning in Arabic as it has in Urdu. So for Urdu speakers, this thing is something easy, right? Ismul ishara lil qarib. So your asmaul ishara lil qarib, the ism ishara for near is your near pointers. Okay. When it comes to your far pointers, you have zalika, right? Zalika, zalika, zalika for masculine, right? And then in all, I'm going to ask you about that later. Then you have zanika, zainika, zainika, and that is for dual. Then you have ulaika, 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 and that is for your plural, right? tilka, 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 tanika, tainika, tainika, ulaika, ulaika, ulaika is going to be your pointer, which is for plural. For both masculine and feminine near pointers and far pointers that are plural, the same word is used. Ha ulai for the near ones, ulaika for the far ones. Is this clear to all of you? Is this difficult? Everyone got it? That these are the pointers that we have to know by heart, right? Why did I write here haza, haza, haza? What does it tell you? The three rows and the same word in the three rows. Haza, haza, haza. Haulai, haulai, haulai. Very good job, Afifa. That was the answer I was looking for, that they are non-flexible. They have a fixed status. Very well done. For all of you who are getting it, Alhamdulillah for that. And may Allah bless you and protect you, and may Allah give all of you barakah in your knowledge and amal, most importantly. Whenever you are given a table, what I'm going to try to show you is that you don't see these guys. They don't change. Hazihi, hazihi, hazihi. Their ending is not changing, guys. So they are non-flexible. Ha ulai, ha ulai, ha ulai, non-flexible, right? When I ask you hazani, how do you know that this is a dual? Can you figure this out with its dual status? Alif, right? Alif is there, that helps you determine that this word is a dual. Hazaini, what is one letter? What is one letter that with which you can pick that this word is a dual? There is a ya there. Hatani, hatani. What is the sign of a rough status? What one letter will tell you is a giveaway for a rough status? It is an alif. Hataini, the same thing, you are going to say that there is a yalin, that is the sign of a dual. You all understand this? So your number is clear. Are you all good with the number? Haza is for singular, right? For singular. Haza is for singular masculine. Is this clear to all of you? Haza for singular masculine. Hazani, hazaini, hazaini for dual masculine. Ha ulai for masculine, feminine, plural. For both masculine and feminine, plural, right? When it comes to hazihi, hazihi is for your single feminine, right? Single feminine. Hatani is hataini, hataini is for your dual. Okay? When it comes to hazihi, when it comes to hazihi and and the next one as well, I will tell you one thing, one grammar rule that you have to remember. When it comes to your non-human plurals, your non-human plurals, non-human plurals, what is the gender of your non-human plurals? How do you treat them? Feminine. So they are going to be treated as single feminine. Okay, so I will explain this to you in a minute. Give me a few minutes before we go there, but I want you to keep that in mind, that your hazihi, your if the concept that we have covered in our first or second session when we were learning the gender, remember, the non-human plurals are treated as feminine, right? Non-human plurals are treated as feminine, right? So that thought you must be with you. Okay, you should never forget that. Okay, now when I show you this table, zalika, 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 it should be clear that this is for far. This is something that is far, that is not near. Zalikal kitab, zalikal kitab. So it's a book that is far in the seventh heaven, right? So that it's being pointed out, right? So zalika, zalika is a far pointer. It's for masculine. It's a masculine far pointer. When it comes to zanika, zainika, zainika, it is going to be used to point how many objects or people or things or person entities. It is for dual, right? For plural, masculine and feminine, you only have to memorize ulaika. Okay, ulaika. When it comes to your tilka, it can be for your single feminine. And when it comes to your non-humans, non-human plurals, you can point them by using tilka as well. Okay, by using tilka, you can point your non-human plurals as well. When it comes to two feminine objects, which column will you use? First column, second column, or third column? The middle column. Very good job. Tanika, tainika is going to be something that is going to be used for to point out duals, two things. And again, if I ask you, my dear students, in tanika, tainika, give me the sign of rough status in tanika. How did you figure out that this word is going to be used to point a dual entity? The alif in there is for dual. In tainika, the ya is going to be the giveaway for dual, right? Tei. And again, the tainika in the jar status, the same thing, the same ya works for both nasb and jar. Are you all with me? Type 1 if you are. Because I don't want to go too fast and many of you have no idea of what's going on in the class. Alhamdulillah. So, you will say tilka ayatu. Yes. And you have an example here to point out non-human plurals, you are going to use tilka. Okay. You are not going to say ulaika ayatullahi. You are not going to say that. Okay. You will find in Quran tilka ayatullahi. Those are the signs of Allah. Natluha, we recite them alayka, upon you. Bil haq, purposefully, truthfully. Right? So that was that. And now let's come to our fragment. Okay. And we are going to practice that. Okay, inshallah. We are going to see how we are going to practice. Just give me a chance. Okay, inshallah. So when you're focusing on this particular fragment, I want you to know that this fragment is made up of two parts. Okay, it is made up of two parts. How many parts are there for this fragment? There are two parts of the fragment. Okay, and these two parts, if you look at my screen, are they both isms? Both are ism. Okay, that's very important. Both are ism, right? Both are going to be the ism. Okay, the first word is a pointing word, and the pointing word is called ismul ishara. Pointing word, the word with which you are going to point. What is the name for that? We just covered them. You should know them. The word that is used to point at an object or a thing or a person or a place is called ismul ishara. Ismul ishara. The second part of the fragment is that which is pointed out. The one that is being pointed at is not pointed out, pointed at is called musharun ilayhi. Musharun ilayhi. Is this clear? Musharun ilayhi is the entity that is being pointed at, right? So if I now give you hazal baiti, what is ismul ishara here? Is it the first word ismul ishara? Though it's all written on my slide, but I want you to be awake, alert, oriented times 3, fully participating in the class, right? Haza is a pointer, is ismul ishara. Al baiti is going to be called musharun ilayhi. Okay, everyone with me? Hadihil ash-shajarata. Hadihi shajarata. What is going to be ismul ishara? Hadihi is going to be ismu ishara, right? And ash-shajarata becomes your musharun ilayhi. How many of you have understood this? Type 1 if you are with me. Two parts, both are ism. Two parts, both are ism. First part is going to be ismul ishara. Second part is going to be musharun ilayhi. Ismul ishara is your pointing word. And musharun ilayhi is a word that is being pointed at. Okay, so in this case, haza al bayti, haza ismul ishara, al bayti musharun ilayhi, hazihi ismul ishara, ash shajarata is going to be musharun ilayhi. Okay, so what is the grammatical ruling when it comes to ism ishara and musharun ilayhi? You will find all four properties of ism ishara and musharun alayhi must match. Must match. What do you think about hazal baiti? Hazal baiti. Are they matching in four properties? You just told me, we just covered this. Haza is going to be, haza is singular masculine. In terms of type, all pointers. When it comes to the type of all pointers, what is the type of pointers? They're all proper. They're all proper, right? So haza is proper. It is singular. It is masculine. When it comes to al bayt, is it proper? It is proper. What made it proper? A quick recap of type. Al, it is mu'arraf bil al. Mu'arraf bil al, or it is made proper by al in the beginning. What made it proper? You are going to say al is there, that is making it proper. And when once you are in your second year, inshallah, you are going to be using all these fancy terms, that it is mu'arraf bil al, it is mu'arraf, something is mu'arraf bil idafa, and all those fancy terms. But for now, you can just tell me that there's an al in the beginning which is making al bayti proper, right? Inshallah. So now, al bayti, one or two or three or four or how many? Al bayt. Al bayt is, al bayti is singular. It is singular, one house, right? Al bayti, singular word, right? It is a singular word, right? Al bayti is a singular word. This house, this house. Now, if al bayti, what is the status of al bayti? What is the status? It is jar in status because of the kasra on this word, right? It is jar in status. So now, when I showed you the table, haza looked the same in all three forms. And I'm telling you that these are going to be matching in all four properties. What will be the status of haza based on that? Based on the grammatical ruling, based on the information that you know that it is non-flexible, it looks the same in all three forms. So it is going to be also jar in status, right? It is also going to be jar in status. Is this clear to all of you? They are both going to be matching in all four properties. They must match in all four properties, and these two are matching in all four properties. When it comes to hazihi, give me the four properties. Hazihi, we just covered it, is singular. Hazihi is feminine near pointer. Hazihi, singular, feminine. Is it proper? It is proper, right? It is proper. When you go to ash-shajarata, ash-shajarata, is it singular? One tree? Don't go near this tree. The tree of Jannah. Yes, it is singular. It is proper. What made it proper? What made ash-shajarata proper? Al in the beginning. Al in the beginning made it proper. It is singular, proper, it is feminine. And what made it feminine? Very good job. And Nazneen is on a roll. Tabarakallahu. So ash-shajarata, the ta marbuta at the end made it feminine. The sign of feminine in this word, not made it feminine. The sign of feminine in this word is the ta marbuta, that the round ta at the end of the word, right? That made it feminine. And the last thing is the status. Based on the haraka, what is the status of ash-shajarata? It is nasbin status, as Ruqayya is saying. And if now I ask you, what will be the status of hazihi? It's also going to be nasbin status. And again, we can go back and refer to our table. Our hazihi looks the same in all three forms. But here, in hazihi shajarata, nasab works for us. So we are going to say the status of hazihi here is nasb. Is this clear to all of you? Is everyone with me? Is this now set on stone that you will find this fragment, two isms, ism ishara, musharun alayhi, that are going to be matching in all four properties, right? They are going to be matching in all four properties. Okay. And I have written here the musharun alayhi must have al on it. Nothing can come between ismul ishara and musharun alayhi. Okay. And you notice how they're both together. Hazal baiti, hazihi shajara. Is there anything in between? There's nothing in between. But, you know, so just keep in mind two isms that are together, matching in all four properties, and musharun alayhi is going to be having an al on it. Okay. Okay. Now, what happens? This slide we have covered. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something. So, hazal baitu. You just covered this, and you know that you are going to translate it as we'll come to that, brother. We are going to come to that. Okay. You usually don't um call usually you don't see some alam being called by that, and we are going to, when you once we are going towards the finishing of the session, inshallah, to finishing of the topic, basically you're going to see what happens there. Okay, inshallah. Okay, okay, now let's just focus here. Hazal baytu, how do you translate this if it is a fragment? If this is a fragment, you are going to translate it as this house, right? This house. Clear? If you have hadhihil qarya, qarya means town. How will you translate it? This town. Now, if I don't have al after haza on a word that follows haza, how will you translate haza baitun? Though I have it on my slide. In that case, what is going to happen is you are going to change, you are not going to treat this now as a fragment. It's going to be a complete sentence then. Haza baitun. How will you translate this as? This is a house. Hazihi qaryatun. This is a town. Is this clear? And why I'm not saying this one as this house and this one as this town? What is missing in hadha baytun and hadhihi qaryatun? What is missing? There is an al missing. Are you all with me? There is an al that is missing, and if there is no al, what is going to happen in most cases, if not all, in most cases, if this is going to happen, then you do not treat these two words as a fragment. You are going to treat it as a sentence. How many of you have understood this? You have, Sahar. Very good job. Alhamdulillah. Everyone got it. Alhamdulillah. Now let me show you something. You have few examples from Quran itself. Hazihi sabili. Hazihi. What is the meaning of hazihi? Translate hazihi with me. And we have very few minutes left. This sabili, we have learned it. We have learned it in our very few first sessions that sabil is a path. Sabil is a path. Sabil is a word that is what by gender? How do you treat sabil? Sabil is going to be feminine. It's a herd feminine. And some may also sometimes, there are some words that can be treated both ways, and this can be one of those. But here it is being treated as feminine word. So sabili, is it one word or there are two words in sabili? There are two words. What is this ya at the end? There is this ya is a pronoun. It's a pronoun, and whenever a pronoun attaches itself to an ism, you get an idafa. So sabili is going to be translated as just path or my path. My path. My path. Now, when it comes to هذه سبيلي, do you treat it as a sentence or as a fragment? Will you say this my path or this is my path? It is a sentence. Very good job. Let me show you another one. Tilka ayatu. Tilka ayatu. When it comes to ayatu, is it singular? Ayat. It's a plural word. Atu. It's a plural feminine. Sound plural feminine, right? But what did we learn? That I can use tilka to point out non-human plurals, because I can use, I'm supposed to treat them as single feminine. I'm going to use tilka for this word. I'm not going to you will never find in Quran ulaika ayatul kitab. You are always going to find tilka ayatul kitab. Now tell me, are you going to treat tilka ayatu as of these signs or these verses, or you are going to say these are the verses of the book? You are going to treat it as a sentence, right? As a sentence. So here, هذه ناقة. هذه ناقة. This is she camel, right? Again a sentence. Why are you treating it as a sentence, not making it a fragment? This camel, or these verses of the book, or this path of mine. No al. Very good job. Very good job. And then comes hazihi bida'atuna. Our hazihi means this, but bida'atuna is our merchandise of ours. So what are we saying here? Is this one word or two words? There are two words, bida'atuna. So these two words are connected how? Bida'atu is your merchandise. Na is a pronoun, and when an ism and a pronoun come together, they make a fragment called idafa, right? So there is an idafa there, and this part of the verse from Surah Yusuf, are you going to treat it as a fragment, or are you going to treat this as a sentence? Are you going to put this is our merchandise, or you're going to say this our merchandise? This is going to be treated as a sentence. And what helped you determine that? Because there was no al, right? Now, inna hadhihi ummatukum. Inna hadhihi ummatukum. Is hadhihi ummatukum going to make a fragment, or there is going to be a sentence that is being formed between them? It is going to be treated as a sentence again. If I now tell me, what will be the status of hazihi? And to look for the status of hazihi, I will strongly recommend to look what is before. Okay, very good job, Rukaiya. Very good job. There's inna before, so what will be the status of hazihi here? Inna anna ka anna lakinna la'alla la'ita. So la'alla later. So what are they? They are haruf nasb. So the status of hazihi in this case is going to be nasb. Everyone with me? Okay, now see what is happening here. Hazihi jahannam. Hazihi jahannam. So there was a question. Here you are going to again treat it as a sentence. Is jahannam common or proper? It is feminine, it is proper, why is it proper? Why is it proper? What made it proper? It is proper. It's a name. It's a name of the hellfire. It is the name of the hellfire, right? So it is proper because it is ism alam. It is a name. And you are not usually going to see that, with pointers, a name being called. Okay, so with the pointers, you're not going to be seeing some alam being pointed at in a fragment, in a fragment, kind of a thing. Okay, so you are going to treat this is Jahannam, and then comes allati kuntum tu'adun. Can you connect allati and Jahannam by any chance? Is there any connection, or they're not connected? They're connected? Yeah, okay. How are they connected? Which, if you are connecting these two words, and you only have learned fragments so far, so how can you connect them? So some of you are saying they're not connected. So tell me, Jahannam is proper, Jahannam is feminine. That you know, right? Allati, allati, is it proper? Allazi, 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 allazani, allazaini, allazaini, allazina, 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 allati, 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 allatani, allataini, allataini, allati, allai, allati, allai. So those your is a mausul, right? So this is proper. Allati, allati, is it feminine? It is feminine, both proper, both feminine, um, and in both singular, right? Both singular. And here you are going to call them mawsuf wa sifa, right? In the fragments where the two isms are going to match in for properties other than ism ishara wa musharun ilayhi is mawsuf wa sifa. With that, I will end the session, and this Saturday we are going to be finishing this fragment, and inshallah we're going to learn more details and more nuances that this fragment has to offer. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.